rules since 2020 and 2019 have completely changed. The car I shipped over, not even in the question anymore. I won't be able to get my license in that. There was 2 more licensing series I had to jump through, where before there was only 1. So it was very, very hard to figure out that plan, I guess, and see what we were going to do. Thankfully, we had this S15 behind me on jack stands, fully stripped. There was nothing in it. It was a bare shell when we pretty well got to it. And basically, I made a deal with the Sideways Experience, and we got to build this car and drive it. But I didn't really have that many years in me to do every single series to be able to get myself to one. So what I did was protest with Fórmula Drift Japan. At first, they actually said no. Thankfully, I have my big buddy Fausto that was been driving in the series for many years and said, no, like this guy needs to be a 2 driver. He is good enough to be a 2 driver. So that was, I finally got my approval in the Formula Drift round 2 weeks before the first round. This car was still a show. I wasn't doing anything to the car till we kind of got approval. So when that happened, we just worked day and night building this car. My mechanic Ethan and John, stayed up with me pretty well every night. We just smashed this car out. We built an engine, we pieced together a transmission, we pieced together a diff, and got the chassis back up to Formula Drift spec. So there was roll cage modifications that we had to do, and some more safety requirements that the rules from when this car was a Formula Drift car, it was, there was a space of 3 years between that where the rules have progressed a lot.
So for me, it was really like 10 minutes very intense of my life, and he basically just gave me the car and I drove for 3 runs on a high speed corner, and I showed him what I was able to do. Wasn't the best runs, but I didn't make any mistake, and the runs was very similar. And from then he's like, yeah, okay, so you're a good driver, so let's talk about business. And we started talking how we're gonna plan and everything. So I had a car already back then. It was a Toyota Mark II, but my car was not even close to be able to drive on the competition. So I wasn't gonna be able to drive with that car on the Formula Drift. But before that, you have to get a license. It's not just like, I want to be a driver and just go there and pay the entry and drive. You have to get a license. So, and a month after I drove the S15, we have a competition, Nico Circuit. It was 2018, and my car wasn't good enough. So basically I didn't have the financial side also to build a car to be good enough. And he got all the parts from Australia and sent a pallet from Australia to Japan, and we have to basically build the car in 1 month. So I built my own car, and he sent all the parts, we installed the car, we put everything, make the car good to be the winner of the event. So basically you have to win or get on top 3 of this competition. I was around 70 drivers, and only 3 drivers get a license to be able to drive the year after on Fórmula Drift Japan. So it was kind of hard because everyone was doing that for so long, and everyone knew already how to control a really high horsepower car. But I was no afraid about that, We got all the parts, we got all the support, we built the car, and we went there to drive, and we qualified on 4th place, and we got the 2nd place on the finals. So it was only 1 day event, So basically you have 10 minutes to practice it before the qualify starts in the morning. So basically I did like 3 runs, and after starting qualifying the battles, and everything was so quick because only one day event, so many cars, and the teams there was already a big teams. But you know, we have the car, we have the parts, and we have the support. And we went for the win. Unfortunately, pushed too hard on the finals. I hit the lead car and I had to straight up on the chase, and that's why we lost. But even with that, we got second place and I got my license. And the deal, before everything happened, he told me, I'm gonna give you the support and the parts, and you have only one chance to drive this competition. If you get your license on the first try, I will build your car and I will support you in Japan. But if you don't, you have to work for me for 1 year, and the next year you try again. Because basically this competition is only once a year. So I was really nervous, you know, I just quit my job a few months before, and it was like a lot of things going on in my head. But I try anyway, because it was opportunities, not every day people come to you and offer. I try, I got second place, really happy. He wasn't in Japan, so he was in Australia. I called him, soon the competition finished, he's like, I got second place. And he's like, oh, so now I have to build a car for you, you know? So he was happy for me, I was really excited. For me, even winning the competition, I didn't believe everything's gonna happen until everything starts. Because, you know, it's a lot to organize. It's not just like, oh, let's buy a car and drive, you know. To build a car to suit the driver and all the investments you have to do to be on the race.
After me and the boys had no sleep, we'd been up all night. Basically, me and Johnny hopped into the trucks, loaded up cars, loaded up all our gear, and just me and him drove to Suzuka. Suzuka is about a 10-hour drive in the trucks. So basically, we had to drive through the night to be able to make it there for scrutineering. The car didn't have any stickers on it. It was extremely rushed. Basically just held together with hopes and dreams. And yeah, we just drove down there, haven't slept in weeks and still haven't really slept. And we got down there, we unloaded the car, went straight into scrutineering, and straight into, obviously, practice. At that point, I hadn't even looked at the track. It was such a rush. We had very, very limited time for practice. It was wet, a track I've never driven, a car that I haven't driven, and we just sent it. Unfortunately, it didn't really go our way. It's only, all last year was a top 16 only, talking 55 drivers around. So extremely, extremely hard. Something I've never had to deal with was good qualifications. In Australia, we just turn up, qualify, and then it's all about the battles. I found in Japanese driving and stuff like that, their first comps were just qualification comps. So they were extremely good at it. And I think that event, I just missed out. I think I came 18th in the qualifications, zeroed my first run. And put down a score on my second run. We got 3 practice laps of that track before actually having to head into qualification due to some issues we had with scrutineering. With the car, it wasn't, a couple small little pieces needed to be changed, but look, in the end we got there. Our goal for that round wasn't actually to do any good. Like, our goal was just to turn up, bring a presence of an Australian driving in Fórmula Drift Japan. So we did that. That was the goal. You know, my goal to become an FD driver or FD1 driver and possibly go across the world.
I was testing the car for the first time and the engine blew 5 minutes after.